I believe we are live, but I will wait for. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me. If you are here, welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's wait for about 2, 3 minutes and then we will start so that other people can join us. Oh, this is our first show of the year. I'm so excited. Guys, if you're here, please let me know by leaving a comment. Leave a comment and I'll see that. And you can share this live with your friends and your family members. If you are a Nigerian, you really want to share this live. We have these shows only on Sundays. So I think it's a great way to have your family, downtown relaxing. Um, and then you guys are watching and participating because this show is really for Nigerians. I want this place to be a community where you feel safe as a Nigerian to come on here, join us, and have renewed hope. I would love for you to leave here feeling very inspired. Um, I really don't want to start another journey on the digital space, whether it's YouTube or whether it's on Instagram or even TikTok. I don't want to start this year having just whatever kind of content. I want to be very deliberate. And I think this is why this show is here because I want to use it as an opportunity to discuss the many things that I am passionate about and the many ways um, that we can move forward as a people. I, since I left Nigeria, it's been a wonderful journey of learning, a wonderful journey of discovering new ideas, new ways of doing things, and actually thinking about it and saying to yourself, maybe the ways that I have known all of my life, maybe that is not, maybe it's not working anymore and I need to do something different. That is why that's how this show started because I want to use it as an opportunity to connect with the larger Nigerian community and to say, guys, we can truly, truly have a new Nigeria. We can do this. It's possible. The reason I think it feels overwhelming is because again, there has been a lot of negativity, a lot of scarcity, a lot of scarce information or scarcity in information about scarcity. Just in like, I feel like for a very long time in Nigeria, and the people who have access to resources have found a very effective way of making sure the rest of us who are not elite or who are not in that circle, we think of, oh, there is not enough resources. We think in terms of lack, we think in terms of scarcity. They've done a really, I don't know who is in charge of their campaigns. I don't know who is in charge of their marketing, but baby, they have marketed the fact that we live in this, we live in a lack economy. We live in a scarce economy. Like they've made it to a point where Nigerians are scared to make any moves. They are scared to make any business moves because The information in the media is so negative because the politicians are making sure you think that there's not enough resources out there. So you keep thinking small and you keep thinking, waiting for somebody to come and save you. Nobody is coming. I think we all discovered this in 2024, that nobody is coming to save us. In fact, maybe we discovered it in 2023, that nobody is coming to save us. Okay? And that was a scary thing for me to admit to myself and say, if I truly want a new Nigeria, if I truly desire a better Nigeria, I need to look inward. I need to talk to myself and say, what what is it that I can do? Like, what is my role in this new Nigerianness? What role? What can I do? Um, and I believe if all Nigerians, which I know this is wishful thinking, but if more Nigerians can say, look inward, look within yourself, look within your family, and actually tell yourself the hard truth and say, okay, the government is obviously not coming to save us. Uh, Nobody is coming to save us. So, how can we save ourselves? That's why this show is in existence, so that we can ask these questions together. How can we save ourselves? Because, oh, it is getting so crucial. It is, um, it's getting worse and worse and worse. And if we don't do something about it, it's not going to get any better. That's the news flash. It's not going to get any better. Okay, so happy new year. Oh, I was nervous at first to come on here, but I feel less nervous now that I have gotten that first rant out of the way. So let's get into the whole introduction or reintroduction of Healthy Pants with ID. If this is your first time on this channel, welcome. If you have been here before, okay, if you have seen me on this channel before and you like my content, or you like the direction of my content and you have not yet subscribed, girl, oh boy, what are you doing? Just subscribe already. I am not going anywhere. I plan on getting better and better and better with the message that I am, delivering, because we need to hear this. We need to hear this hard truth, and we need to ask ourselves, as we are wanting a better Nigeria, what are the consequences? Like, what are the things we need to do? What are the sacrifices that we will have to make as an individual? What sacrifice do we have to make as individuals to see a better Nigeria? What sacrifice do we have to make as a community to see a new and improved Nigeria? We need to ask these questions. And if we're not asking these questions in 2025, yeah, we need to start asking the deeper questions. Enough with the cruising on social media. That is fun. Allow the kids to do it if, because they have time and they are in school. But for us that have, we've left school, we're no longer students, we are now in our era of um, finding how we can fit in this world, and finding our purposes and what God has planned and called us to do in order to bring, goodness to our communities. What is the thing that God has given to us? What is the talent that God has given to us that you can now do for God to bless the works of your hands? Right? So we are now in that era, at least the people in my generation. We are thinking of starting families. We're thinking of, and if you're not thinking of it, I don't know. But most of us are thinking of starting families, right? We're thinking of finding a good partner and starting a family. And beyond that, we are also thinking, how can we sustain these families that we are going to start? What can we do so that our families grow up differently, our children grow up differently than we did? Because whew, I'm telling you, if maybe in our parents' generations or at least a few generations back, if they were more concerned about um, sustaining or protecting the Nigerian family units, the very thing that makes up a society or a country, the thing that holds a country together, our families. Um, and if maybe if a few generations ago, if they started being more concerned about protecting, preserving, um, making sure that Nigerian families have enough resources, or they are they have enough support, whether it's government or whether it's agencies or individuals, whatever kind of support. If these generations were more serious or took those conversations more seriously, I think we would be in a much better place right now as a country. But because they did not ask any of those questions, it was just me and my immediate family. In fact, I don't even think like a few generations ago, I don't know many of them who really looked out for relatives that were not in their immediate nuclear families. I don't know, and I hope that I'm wrong about the percentage, that it's not more people that just did not care about their extended families anyway. But I feel like if they were more deliberate about the ways they showed up for themselves, the ways they showed up for each other as family units, and really, really, saying, hey, God works through families. Countries, economies are sustained if family units are in good order, if they are in good standing. If they had these conversations, I think we would make a lot of progress as a society. Because in many countries where they take families seriously, or at least they try as much as they can, they have incentives and supports to encourage families to be together and to provide for themselves and take care of their needs, their basic needs. You see those countries thriving, because if families are good, surely the rest of society will be affected um, positively. But that's just what I think. But anyway, so healthy bands, healthy bands with ID. I am ID, and I would love to hear from you. I would love to know where you are watching from. Hello, hello. There's so many hellos. Hi, hello, Kingsley. Happy New Year. So, Happy New Year, guys. This is still the Aidi Tanndy channel, and we have a Healthy Bands channel. However, I will slowly transition to that channel when it has a good number of subscribers that allows me to go live on that channel. So for now, welcome to Healthy Bands, a weekly live show that is centered around the idea of a new Nigeria. Maybe in the future, when we have a better Nigeria, the show will cease to exist. But for right now, there is a need for us to have these conversations about how can we build a new and improved Nigeria? How can we move this wonderful, great nation forward? How? I need ideas. I need to hear from you guys. What do you think? What is it that you think can be done? And when you are responding to this, I want you to think of the um, the practical steps that an individual can take. Okay, what is the thing that an individual can do, a Nigerian can do to further improve or um, to help promote the idea of a new Nigeria. Okay, so let's get into the script. I wrote a whole script because I did not want to forget all that I want to say today. So, Healthy Bands is a weekly live show, like I've said, that happens only on YouTube, and it centers around the idea of a new Nigeria. It centers around strong family units or family ties, and also centers around love. It centers around love and family at the core of it. And these two are meant to support the idea of a new and improved Nigeria. I don't think Nigeria has any chance if we do not take loving ourselves seriously. I don't think Nigeria will stand a chance if some of us are still of the idea that if something bad happens to you, if something you cannot explain happens to you, that surely it is because your enemies have gathered on top of your head. Like you really believe that if something bad happens to you today, hmm, this is really the idea that I want you to think of, okay? Because some of you think that if something bad happens to you, if your business fails, if you do not have a child when you anticipated, if you do not get married when you anticipated, if all of these things, if anything negative happens to you, many Nigerians still believe that it is because of some village people gathering, plotting, planning, executing evil over your head. But the crazy thing is not that they believe these things. That's not what is crazy to me. What is crazy to me, what is really crazy to me is that apart from believing those things, they also believe, hear me out, they also believe in God. They also believe in the power of God. They believe in the power that raised Jesus from they believe these things, right? Because these are churchgoers. And if I'm not clear, Healthy Bands is not a political show. Okay, it's not a political show at all. So if you're looking for a place to dissect uh, different parties, if you're looking for a place to blame Nigerian politicians all the time, if you're looking for a place to um, blame the government all the time, I'm so sorry. This is not it. This is not the show for you. However, Healthy Bands is faith based. And when I say it's faith based, I don't mean religion. So if you're thinking, oh, it's faith based, maybe I mean a particular religion. No, I do not mean a particular religion. If you have faith in God, you have faith in God. Okay. If you have faith in yourself, you have faith in yourself. If you have faith in your family, that is that. If you have faith in in your community, good. But this is not a religious show. This is not a political show. It is a faith based show. I just wanted to be clear on that. Okay. So, like I said, the reason why this is more faith based, and that's why it's tying back to love and family, because you need to have faith in yourself, you need to love yourself, you need to have faith in your family, and you need to love your family. If you can do those four things, if every Nigerian can have faith in themselves, okay, have faith in their family members, and I mean your family members, I'm not even talking of people who are outside your family. Just if you can have faith in yourself, have faith in your family, love yourself, love your family members, I promise us it will take, like, it would, Nigeria would change in no time. Do you people, do you people know the power of loving another person that is not you? Do you know the power? And I don't mean loving somebody because you're trying to prove a point, or loving somebody because you're trying to, um, I don't know, because you're obsessed about. Like, I don't mean that kind of love, obviously. I mean genuine love, that you care, you want to see your family members succeed. You don't think you're the only one that should be, wealthy. You don't think you're the only one that should be thriving. You don't think it's only your children that should make it in life. If we can do that, hmm, hmm, Nigeria would have a much better chance, in my opinion, if we can do that. But the problem that I think is, that has been holding us back, there is so much hatred. There's so much hatred in the country. There's so much hatred within our family members. There's so much hatred, even for, like, you don't even love yourself enough to see another person. Like, if you hate something on you, or something that is, if, like, if something about you disgusts you, or something about you, um, like, you don't like, when you see that thing in another person, I guarantee you will hate it. Like, every time you see somebody doing well, every time you see somebody successful, huh? Every time you see successful, like somebody doing well, y- the first thing that should come to your mind shouldn't be, ooh, let me hate on what they're doing, or let me hate on their success, or let me hate on what they're doing. And, like, the first thing you should do, it should not be, let me compete with them. Somebody said there's so much competition amongst Nigerians. If we want to dig deep into how this whole competitive, stupid competitive, um culture came about, a lot of our parents will not want to hear it, because a lot of them started it. A lot of them were comparing us children with other children. Like, ooh, look at what this other person is doing. Ooh, look at what this other child is doing. Just unnecessary competition. And for those parents that did that, I'm so lucky that my parents did not do that to us. I guess there was really, where we grew up in an area where was so disconnected from the chaos. Like, I did not grow up in the city in the first few years of my life. So I guess just maybe lacking that large community just did not give my parents any excuses to compare us. But over the years, they've never done that over the years. So I think that was just their style of parenting. But there are genuine parents out there. I know I have friends whose parents would compare what they're doing with what other kids are doing, and would make those kids feel like they're less. I think that's really where it all started. This and unnecessary competition amongst Nigerians. Meanwhile, we could literally convert that competitive nature. Like, it's okay to still be competitive. Like, it's okay. We need to be competitive, but we just need to make sure it's not an unhealthy and unnecessary competitive culture. I feel like there are positive ways we can spin that whole competition thing. If you see somebody doing well, instead of saying, "Oh, how can I compete with da?" How about we ask questions? How about we approach these people or this person with the intention of learning? I find that every time somebody reaches out to me to learn something, like they're genuinely interested in learning a process, or they are asking to know, they're not asking to, um, I don't know, they're not asking to, I don't know how to put it, but I think you understand. If somebody reaches out to ask a question to know, um, and not to maybe find out what, I don't know. Some people are very messy and shady, I guess. But the point is, if you see somebody doing really well, and it is an industry that you would love to maybe thrive in, it's an industry you would love to dive into, why not reach out to these people and ask questions? I do understand that some Nigerians feel like, oh, when I was struggling, when I was hustling, nobody was there to help me. So why do you think I should tell you the cheat code so that you can be successful Like you can get to where I am faster. Like Nigerians who become successful, they want you to go through the process they went through. They want you to go through the pain and to why? Why? Why do some Nigerians do that? How can we move forward as a nation if the knowledge you have, if the practical knowledge that you have can help improve another person's life? What if sometimes all a person needs to hear is a certain piece of information? All they need to hear is that everything is going to be fine in the direction that they are taking, whether it's for business or it's for their personal growth. All they want to hear is that everything will be fine in the end, right? But they come to you with the hope that you would encourage them or that you would give them good advice. And what do you end up doing? You either try to use them, and if you're a man, you might try to sleep with them if it's a girl, and other way around too for women who do that. Um, if you are if you're looking for an opportunity to showcase your talents and build your skills, somebody might end up using you instead of helping to encourage you to grow. So these are just things, right? You go to somebody who owns a bigger business, and just because you are in the same industry, they try to take your own small business out because they feel like you should not be competing with them. There are so many nuances with competition in Nigeria, unhealthy competition in Nigeria that is killing us, literally killing us, stealing our future. And we are watching it, we are entertaining it, and we are all just sitting around saying, God, when it's my turn. And we think, oh, it's a joke, or we think when it's your turn, it's a big testimony, miracle. Yes, it might be, but why is God giving you that miracle? Why is God giving you that big testimony? Why is God giving you the ability to thrive in business? Is it so that you can show off and be like, hey guys, look at me, look at how da da da, look at how blessed I am, and look at how not so blessed you people are? Is that the whole point? Is that the point of some people wanting wealth? Because if that is the point, I don't want to be a part of that sort of community where people are okay with having so much abundance and also seeing people who could benefit from that abundance. And I don't mean giving people money. That's not this like that's not what I'm talking about. When I mean abundance, I mean abundance in, it could be money, but abundance in wisdom. You could have, yeah, sure, enough. Money is the physical result of uh, blessings, or money is a thing that helps you acquire physical things that people can see that you are wealthy. But a lot of the times, before the money part actually manifests, before you get to the money part, a lot of these people have a lot of wisdom. They have a lot of knowledge. Like they have been studying, researching, and finding ways to crack the code so they can be wealthy. So when we end up seeing the money part, we think, instead of thinking, how did they get there? Or what are the things they did that continues to produce money for these people nonstop? We think, oh, they have money. It must be, I did not see them suffering. I did not see them hustling. I did not see them doing all of this. So it must be magic. So it must be juju. So, like I said, if you're looking at somebody and you're trying to, I hope I'm not all over the place because I did have a script for this show. If you're looking at somebody, give me a second. If you're looking at somebody who's doing really well in life, and there's nothing wrong with that. If you're looking at somebody who's doing really well in life and you want the kind of things they want, whether it's their physical representation of wealth, if that is what you want, just stay focused. Try to ask them questions when you approach them. Don't go to them in trying to prove a point that, oh, because you did it I can also do it. Like, after all, is it not you? Like, don't go with that attitude. Don't go with the attitude of, after all, I know so much. I just need to learn this little thing, and oh, is it because there's so many of us like that, right? There's so many of us that our attitudes and our egos have stolen, should I say, the millions that you could have been making if you just humbled yourself and sat down and learn. If you just humbled yourself to learn from another person, because that's the price you have to pay. You have to pay in humility to learn from somebody who took the time and maybe use their resources to pay for the knowledge they now have, to pay for these things they now have, the wisdom, the tricks, they know how to get there easier or easily. You that do not know, you that do not have all these resources, you will not sit down and humble yourself and ask the person who has taken, those steps. You know, go learn. You want to, oh, is it because I'm coming to you? Is it because I'm asking you? And same goes for those who people come to you. If you have all this wealth of knowledge, if you have all this, um, I don't know, you have all these tips and tricks on how to help somebody succeed in your industry. Granted, you went through a lot. We get it. You went through a lot to make sure you have the information you have. You paid a whole lot. You suffered. You wasted years and years and years of your life doing research. We All we are saying is God should bless you more. But do you not think you would benefit a lot if you shared some of that wisdom? A lot of times when you share wisdom, you tend to have more. So if for nothing else, can't you just share the wisdom so that you can have more? At least be selfish with that. Share the information you have. You don't have to be very, direct if it's a problem for you, if you think that a person's intentions are not pure. Um, but don't withhold information from people, especially information that could significantly change people's lives. Let's try to be better Nigerians to each other. Let's try to be um, let's try to be better. Yeah, and I think these conversations will help us get there if we keep having them and knowing that we are not alone in our suffering, that we are not alone in the things that our ambitions, our dreams. You're not alone. We are in this together, and we can only find solutions together. Yes, amen. Okay, somebody said the phrase "renewed hope" is traumatic to Nigerians. I am sorry on behalf of all the politicians that have abused the phrase renewed hope, but it doesn't take away from the meaning of the phrase renewed hope. I'm not even going to say renewed hope, just hope, plain and simple. Because I'm sorry, which hope? Well, I guess we had some hope when Peter Obi was running, but anyway, I think just a new Nigeria comes with hope, comes with maybe not renewed hope, but just it comes with hope. Renewed hope is it's yeah, it's been traumatizing just being Nigerian and growing up as a Nigerian. It's been, even when I left, just watching what is going back home, watching what is going on back home has been traumatizing to watch, especially as I have family members there that I care about. My siblings are there, my parents are in Nigeria, so of course I care about Nigeria being better. And but I don't know, maybe just find a better word or a better phrase that is not traumatizing for you. And this is for all the Nigerians who think that the phrase renewed hope is traumatizing. Just find a better, because you cannot give up on the idea of a better country. At least I I don't want to give up on the idea of a better country. Um, I don't want to give up on the idea of um, I don't want to give up on the idea that I have a role to play. We all have parts that we need to play, and if we are not playing that part well, if we're not playing that part at all, then we have nothing to say to the other Nigerians that are not also playing their part or that are trying their best or doing something. But yeah, I think as a community, as a society, we just need to be more supportive and I guess less competitive. Less We need to be more collaborative, right? So that means asking questions to learn, to grow, asking questions to educate yourself and to do better, whether it's for your business or um, just as a person. Okay, so I realize that I have not even talked about the plans that we have for 2025 as a show, but I will get there, and I will also leave time for questions if there are any. But who am I? I am Aidi Tanndy, and I am the host of this very new show, Healthy Bants with Aidi. And beyond all of that, I am a very passionate Nigerian. I am. And if you've not met me yet, welcome. I'm a very passionate Nigerian that believes not just in the idea of a new Nigeria, but I do believe that it will happen in my generation. Because I too, I want to see a new Nigeria. Like I want my kids to grow up in a new and better Nigeria. So why wouldn't I be passionate about it? I mean, what else am I going to give all of my passion to? What else? What, to build another person's country? Is that what I should give my time and energy to when I have a country that I could be putting that same time and energy into? Anyway, so yes, so I am a very passionate Nigerian and I just want to see Nigeria work just like any other Nigerian. I just want to see Nigeria work. Okay. Unfortunately, we all need to put in the work. There is This is not the time where you just wait for other people to make life better for you. No, this is actually the year. This is the time for you to ask yourself and be like, what is it that I can do to make my life better, to make my family's life slightly better, or the people who look up to me? What is it that I can do? You have to ask that question, because if you don't start by asking the uncomfortable question, if you don't start by asking the hard questions, I'm sorry, you're just going to keep tiptoeing around the problem or tiptoeing around the complaints. Okay, so I did go through, because I did go through a very painful mental process of unlearning all the garbage that I learned growing up in Nigeria. It was painful because you, like, when you see something working and it's working because of a structure that is completely opposite to what you grew up hearing and to what you grew up seeing. And you're like, huh. So I went through a very painful mental process of unlearning all the lies that we grew up hearing in Nigeria. Like the lies, one of the lies is, um, oh, go to school. When you graduate, there is a job waiting for you. You come out, you work. No, that was a big lie. The reason it was a lie is because they were just saying those things. Nobody cared to go back and create. Nobody cared to go and create jobs. Nobody cared to build industries or factories, or nobody cared to do any of that, to put these things in place, infrastructure in place, so that we could truly graduate and find jobs. So that was the biggest lie that I had to unlearn, that that's not true and that's not always true. Yes, in some countries, in countries that work, you go to school, you graduate, you find a job. But in a country like mine, like Nigeria,
we have to do things slightly differently. We cannot just copy and paste what we've heard that is happening in other countries, because we need to find local solutions to our local problems. So that was one of the first lies that I had to unlearn. It was painful because I was like, what do you mean that I have, like, I'm going to school, and when I graduate, it's like, what do you mean? Huh? What do you mean that that's not how things work? That you No, I had to unlearn that. That beyond just going to school, you have to you have, and this might sound cliche, you have to have valuable skill. Going to school is cute. Going to school allows you to walk into a room and answer to the name a graduate. Going to school allows you to socialize with other people from different parts of the world. Going to school right now in 2025, going to university is the basic you should be doing. In fact, you don't even need to go to school. Like, actually, you don't need to go to college. If you've gone through secondary school, you're good. I promise you. What you can do with a secondary school education, I guarantee you, people who are graduates, they're not doing that because they're so focused on, let me just go to school, oh, and let me graduate, and then there'll be a job waiting for me. No, 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 no. Nobody said to us that you could thrive with just secondary school certificates. Nobody said that you could go into business and that you could succeed that way. Nobody encouraged that sort of conversation to even happen in the family. Like, are you okay? You want to pursue your passion in what? In making ceramic plates? Like, are you normal? Meanwhile, there is a large market of people buying ceramic plates every day, breaking them every day and buying more. You see what I'm saying? So it's just, we have to go through this mental process of knowing, one, nobody's coming to save us. Jesus died once and for all. Okay? He's not coming back, and nobody else is coming. I guarantee you, nobody is coming to save us. We have to take matters into our hands. We have to um, come together with our family members and say, guys, the days that we used to hate each other is old. It's over. It's sad. It's not cute anymore. The days where we had to suspect our relatives of being the reason why our businesses are failing is long gone. No, 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 I'm sorry. No family member is conspiring for your business to fail. The reason your business is failing, and you don't want to hear it, the reason your business is failing is because, one, you did not even have a business plan when you started. Hmm? Did not have a business plan. And let's say you had a business plan. Let's scroll down to, what was your marketing plan and what was your marketing budget? How were you presenting your packages? How were you presenting your products? The reason your business failed is not because of village people. Your business failed because you lacked the proper structure. Hear this and know peace. Nobody is conspiring for your life to be miserable. The only person conspiring for your life to be miserable is you, yourself, and you. Look yourself in the mirror and be really truthful with yourself this 2025, because a lot of you are going to, and you're going to get to December 25 and you think, oh, it's somebody's fault that I am where I am. Oh, if only this person would have, if only this person could have. You're going to be there, the same place you were in 2024, because you lacked the self-awareness and the accountability to look at yourself in the mirror and say, hmm, what is it that I could do differently? Like, if you're doing something, right? If you this is crazy, right? You're doing the same thing over and over again. It's not working. Is it not common sense that will tell you to do something differently? And if you don't know what to do differently, that same common sense should tell you to ask the right questions. If you don't know the right questions to ask, just go on Google and type out all your thoughts, and Google will give you what you like. do something. Like there is no excuse anymore. No more excuses for you to, oh, just because you don't know what the hell to do, you think the solution is to blame the people who are just trying to survive. They're just trying to deal with their mental health. They are not even thinking about you. I promise you, village people are just trying to survive. They're just trying to make sure they go to the stream and come back without a snake biting them. Village people are just trying to go work their farms without the sun killing them. Okay? Village people are not sitting down plotting on how your life should be miserable. So let's just drop that idea. Let's drop that whole notion of ooh, village people. By the way, if you're enjoying this live, please share. Please share. That's the only thing that is encouraging me to keep making these videos and to keep showing up weekly because I I I don't mind. Listen, come on here, bring your friends, bring your family members, contribute, ask questions, share. Let's talk about it because if we don't talk about it, oh, we're doomed. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about all the things that we are bottling inside that the, the 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 things that matter. We know money doesn't matter. We know what matters is your health matters, right? We know that you having good supportive family members around you, people that genuinely love you and want to see you succeed in life. Those things matter. I'm sorry, if you think that money is yes, money will help you spend more time with your family, money will help you guys travel, money will help you guys build family empires, solving solutions that other people, other family members are enjoying, or just that is bringing solution to the world. Money will do all of those things. But if you think for a second that money is going to, all of a sudden, like when you have all of this money, then you become a better person. Or that your motivation in life will, yeah, that's a lie you need to unlearn. Okay, so yeah, so like I was saying, I had to unlearn a lot of garbage, lots of lies that we believe growing up in Nigeria. Another lie is the lie of scarcity. The lie of scarcity is one of the ones that I was like, whoa. I've always known that Nigeria is a very blessed country. I've always known, even as a child, I've always known. But it did not occur to me just how blessed we are until I left Nigeria and I was like, what? I was living in countries where they had a fraction, tiny fraction of our natural resources. I was living in a country that had a tiny, tiny fraction of the resilience that I saw in Nigerians in Nigeria. I was in a country where they had no family. Like, we have a strong family culture in Nigeria. We just need to learn how to preserve and support those family structures. I was in countries where none of these things, like the community that we enjoy and are proud of as Nigerians, I was living in countries where these things were not there, but they were thriving. People were living comfortably. Um, People were able to take care of their basic needs and even extend helping hands to other people. And I was like, ooh, what are we doing wrong in Nigeria? What is it that we are doing wrong? Because the old ways of doing things is no longer working. The old ways of doing things out of fear, out of hatred, it is no longer working. And the sooner we start doing things out of love, out of honesty, out of genuine support, that's when everything changes in Nigeria. In fact, that has nothing to do with the government. Blaming the government for everything that is wrong in Nigeria is one of the things that is wrong in Nigeria because a lot of us as individuals, we're not honest people. Like, no, we're not trying to find a solution that doesn't just benefit me and my immediate family. No, we're not trying to support a local business so that if that business grows, they can employ our graduates. An average Nigerian is not trying to do that because they're just trying to survive for themselves. And I understand that, and I understand that that's what we've kept reinforcing that. But how about we look at it just slightly different, just change the same thing, but just with a little twist, right? How about we still look out for ourselves, but instead of resolving that, oh, I'll do whatever it is, even if I have to steal, even if I have to be dishonest, even if I have to deceive somebody, even if I have to, like, how about we still look out for ourselves, but without compromising our morals or moral standards, our morals. How about we do that? There's so many stories in Nigeria where somebody's just trying, they're just trying to survive, right? They're just, you call somebody to come and paint your house, instead of the person telling you, Oga, this, I'm not really sure, I've not used this kind of paint before. I would recommend this kind of paint because this is the one I've used before, and this is the one I know how this particular paint works, or I've never seen this paint be used. They will deliberately use that horrible paint in your house, and they know that the paint is going to go bad, and maybe you will call them back to come and do another job, or you take your car to the workshop to get repaired, and instead of them to put in the right parts, or instead of them to do a good job repairing your car, they repair it in a way that you have to come back, or they um they kind of ruin, not ruin, but they break something else so that you have to bring your car back. These are just, I mean, these are things that the government, you can't blame the government for that. You can't blame the government for your dishonesty. You cannot blame the government for your inability to be honest, or you can't. I've been talking so much. Anyway, so yeah, thank you um, for just hanging with me and for hearing me out as I reintroduce healthy bands with ID. So yeah, we do need to move with love in Nigeria for things to be different, for things to be better, and I, things could get better drastically just from being more deliberately loving towards ourselves, being more deliberately honest about the ways we do things. Like, if it's okay if you don't know how to do something, just say you don't know how to do it. Nobody's going to beat you. Nobody's going to kill you. Just say you don't know how to do it. And if you're willing to learn how to do it, then sure, you learn. If you're not willing to learn, move along so that they can bring somebody else that is willing to learn or already has the skills. Like, there's just no need. If you're, I don't know. I know, but we have to have these conversations as Nigerians. We have to be like, enough with the, oh, it's always somebody else's fault. How about you? If you're in that position, what will you do? If you are the one that is supposed to give out information, are you holding back the information because God forbid that somebody else uses that information to succeed in life? God forbid that somebody stops calling you uncle, auntie, and begging you for survival um survival things. Just, what really is the problem when we start saying, oh, yeah, like, look inward. What are you doing that could be different? What could you be doing differently to move us to a better country that you want to see? Like, anyway, so true to the name of this show, Healthy Bands. It's just come on here and banter with me, or come on here and just rant if you want, but let's have healthy conversations. Let's ask the right questions, okay? So if you feel lost and you do not have a sense of direction, and you do not, have any hope anymore, or I don't want to say renewed hope, but if you find yourself just losing faith, getting lost, and not knowing what direction to take, I really hope that you are able to um, I hope that God directs you to asking the right questions that will take you out of being lost, or at least help you start finding better answers to redirect your path. We do know, as Christ believers, as faith people that have faith in Jesus Christ, we do believe that God can absolutely transform your life. God can absolutely restore your sense of direction if only you ask. I think many of the times we don't ask. We think, oh, that's too simple a question to ask God, or that's too oh, that's something I should know. Why do I have to bug God about it? Or yeah, yeah. Anyway, so when I catch myself thinking, oh, this is not a question I should disturb God about, or this is not something I should take to God, that is precisely when I will ask God that question. Because no matter how silly the question may sound to me, no matter how irrelevant I might think the question is to God, He cares. He cares about all the things that bug us, the things that are making us anxious. God truly cares about those things, and He doesn't want us to be anxious. And so yeah, so if you're feeling lost, even as we embark on this journey to a new Nigeria, if you're feeling lost and you're feeling like you don't have a sense of direction and you believe in God, I would implore you to ask God for direction. Trust me, you will receive the direction. Okay, so I'm not here promising you that I will bring solutions or answers to all of your questions or problems. But what I am promising to do is to try my very best in this capacity to ask the right questions, to um, to find the right information and resources, tips, and tricks that I can share with you to help you live a better life, to help you and your family thrive, especially in this economy, and also to help renew your faith in God if you've lost it. And the purpose of this show is all of that, all those things, love and family, and helping you to find your sense of direction again, or to just to have a starting point where um, you can just feel centered again. Okay, if that makes sense. So why healthy bench? I think I've already talked a lot about, just in bits, about this show and why this show is here. Healthy Bands, I feel, is a very timely show. It's timely. I suppose it's timely because of the period that I am in my life right now. I think it's very timely because as a young adult, as a young Nigerian adult, I am looking to building family soon, and I want my kids to grow up in Nigeria where they are proud of. I want my kids to be proud of other things beyond the resilient Nigerian spirit. That 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 is what I truly want for Nigeria. For all of us to just have a Nigeria that we are proud of. So Healthy Bands is my idea of connecting with the larger Nigerian community, and particularly to connect with young Nigerians and to say that we are truly the future of Nigeria. I am sorry that for so long nobody has seemed to care about the future of Nigeria, which are young people. For so long nobody has cared to um, think of the Nigerian family. Like, when people are making things and when people are producing things and when people are building companies and products, I want us as Nigerians to really consider the end users, right? Which are who are Nigerian families. These are Nigerians within family units, and we have to think of how does this bring families together? How does this encourage families to spend more time together? We have to start thinking of those things um, as we're moving forward. Okay, so I'm hoping that the conversations that are had on this show, on this channel, um, are this sort of honest conversations that helped me break out of my fear and scarcity mentality. I want to share bits of my journey with you, with all of you, with my fellow Nigerians who are nearly giving up hope. If you're giving up hope, I hope that, no pun intended, I hope that you find this channel helpful. I hope that you find this channel encouraging. I hope that you find it inspiring and educative and all the good things. I hope that it just brings you some comfort. Okay. So for context, I left Nigeria for Ukraine when I was 16, 17, and I left on a full ride scholarship because of it was a federal scholarship, and I think that's why I have this passion for a better Nigeria, because I have been a direct benefit of if a Nigeria worked, or if you don't know anybody and you just got something out of merit. Like, I have been a direct beneficial of that type of Nigeria. And so it's very difficult for me to just say, oh, Nigeria, it's like to just write Nigeria off, or to say, oh, like, no, I feel like it feels like it feels like I'm betraying my purpose, because if my purpose is not tied to my people, then what if anyway. So so I left Nigeria on a 4 year scholarship when I was 16, 17 to Ukraine. And while I was very excited to start university, um, most of my classmates, when we graduated from secondary school, most of my classmates already got into university that same year. I think maybe around February, or just earlier that year, they had already gotten into school. So I just remember that I kept telling God that I'm not sure how He's going to do it. I'm not sure what's going to happen, but I knew that I was going to start university the same year as my classmates. I really wanted that, because I understood also that um, if you don't start, if I did not start with them, then I'd have to start later. And in my young mind, I thought I needed to, like, I thought that that was my plan. Anyway, my plan was to get into school with my classmates, and um, I did not stop believing that it was going to happen. I had no idea how it was going to happen. So when the scholarship thing started, when my mom brought it, I was like, ooh, maybe this is it. Maybe this is the way God wants to make it happen for me to go into university at the same year as my classmates. Anyway, so so I was really excited to start school, to start uni the same year as my mates. It did not matter to me that it had to be miles away, thousands of miles away from my family, miles away from the culture that I grew up enjoying, loving. That's all I knew. I mean, looking forward to different seasons and fruits and vegetables. Like, that's all I knew. All I knew was Nigeria. All I knew was Akwa Ibom, and all I knew was Ibibio and Ibiono and the Ikarabasi and the people that speak, Anang and Oran. Like, this is what I knew. And then you take me out of that environment. So I was excited, right, to start school, but taking me out of all of that, I was like, if I have to give up all of these things, all of this comfort, if I have to give up my culture and give up my family, the proximity to my family, if I have to give up all these things that we don't really think about, if I have to give up all those things, I wanted to be sure that my journey outside Nigeria wasn't just, oh, let me be abroad. Like, I wasn't crazy about, oh, I have to be abroad or I have to live abroad. Like, no, that has never been a crazy idea to me. And that has never been an exciting idea to me, because if Nigeria worked, Nigeria will also be abroad for somebody else. If you do not understand how these things are, if Nigeria worked, Nigeria would be abroad for a different group of people. So the excitement of, oh, I have to be abroad, I have to live abroad. Why? If you're not going there to learn how things are actually working in other countries, as opposed to your country where it could also be working and everybody could be living comfortably. And at anyway, So yes, so I was really excited to learn, and learn about, and see and experience just the solutions in other communities and how other countries were thriving. Like that was more exciting to me than anything else. So um so I really looked forward to all of those things. Like, how were these countries able to thrive? How were their people able to to just, I don't know. Like, for me, it felt like they had the answers that we were looking for. So that was part of my excitement to leave Nigeria at a really young age of 16, 17. Okay. So the moment that the moment I left, I was like, yes, finally I'm able to learn all these things. But what I did not realize was how, like I said, what I what I did not realize, was, I suppose, the the how painful the process of unlearning the bad habits that I had picked up in Nigeria was going to be. I was really, really focused on learning how to build wealth. I was really focused on that. So in my mind, I kept thinking, if the idea of go to school, graduate, find a job, if that worked, there will be so many Nigerians living well, living comfortably. But that did not work. That, like, there was nobody building wealth that way. There was nobody thriving that way. And I thought, okay, well, that's one of the first things I'm going to learn when I leave Nigeria, because apparently everybody outside Nigeria seemed to know how to build wealth except us. So that was really exciting for me, to go learn. And trust me, I did learn. I did learn. It was painful, but I did learn. Okay. And part of why I'm starting this show is so I can share all of that information with you, all these things that I've learned all these years, so I can share them in bits and in small packages, with you. um, yes, so we can all learn how to build true wealth in 2025. I mean, wealth that is sustained over time, not wealth that, oh, you have to, like, you can't even sleep at night. No, that's not so. That's why I'm really excited for this. So the changes that I saw were, oh, they were so overwhelming. And I thought, oh my god, it's so easy for a Nigerian to leave Nigeria and to leave all those things. And then you think, well, I'm here now. I this is God blessing me to live in a better place and to enjoy. Like, it's so easy because things are so drastically different. Like, you all of a sudden you move to a place where there is steady light supply, and nobody is cutting your power off or threatening you, and nobody's making having electricity as a luxury. Nobody is making driving cars as a luxury. People understand that some things are not luxury items. They are just there to make your life easier as a human being. Like car, for instance. A car is meant to take you from one place to another, help you run errands, maybe help you run businesses, help you pick up your kids from a place or take your kids to a place, help you go on family vacations. Like, a car is meant to transport you. It's not meant to show status or symbol or look at me, I have all this money, look at me. Yes, we are seeing you having all this money, driving your expensive cars on broken Nigerian roads. Are you not a mumu? Hmm? Like, are you not stupid to think having a car really shows, oh, I'm wealthy? Some of you do not understand that the value of your car, for instance, drops, like the value of that car drops the minute you drive that car away from where it's being sold, from the dealership. It drops in value. So if you're using your car to do because you're able to transport yourself from one place to the other, something is fundamentally wrong with you, and you need to unlearn that bad habit. So like I said, these are some of the painful things I had to unlearn. I had to unlearn that these things were just basics in life. And if you had the basics in life, then you did not sit around thinking that it's just somebody else's fault that your life is not moving forward the way it should. Because you have all the resources, you have all the basic needs to create the type of life that you want. That is that is really the idea of a new Nigeria, for you to have enough the available resources and information and infrastructure. I mean, lights, good roads, and things like that. Like you need to have those things to build, right, a country. And if we don't have the basics, then we have to start looking for solutions. Almost like we have to start from the end result and start working our way back because the basics were not there. So now, anyway, so yeah, so you know, these are the lies that we need to unlearn. And the moment you start unlearning those lies, the moment you start seeing that there is so much abundance in this world, there is so much abundance that God has placed in this world for us, the moment you see that, you stop seeing the situation that they have created for us to see in Nigeria. Trust me, those situations have been heavily manufactured for you to see that there is scarcity. When you see that there is scarcity, all of a sudden you cannot trust in a God that tells you there is abundance. When you are always thinking in, oh, what am I going to eat tomorrow? What am I going to do? How am I going to let me keep all this money so that I will be able to eat and survive tomorrow? When you start thinking like that, you completely stop trusting in a God that is telling you, I will provide your daily needs. I will provide things according to my riches and glory. You stop believing in that God and try as hard as you can to say, oh well, but I still have my faith and I still really. How can you believe in a God of abundance and at the very same time believe in lack and scarcity in our environment, in the same environment that God created for us to live in and thrive? Go be fruitful and multiply. I will bless the works of your hands. What do you think those things mean? You're not doing anything with your hands. You're not doing anything with your brains. You're not bringing any value, and you're sitting down just waiting for what? Miracle alerts? According to Peter Obi, and I agree with him, you are a thief and you need to be arrested. If you're just waiting for miracle alerts to enter your phone without doing anything of value, you're not putting value out there into the world, you're not developing the skills to produce value, yeah, you should be arrested. So, um, going back to this show helping um, you know us to question the harmful cultural practices that we have that is holding Nigeria back. And this has nothing to do with, oh, who is the government of the day. It has nothing to do with who is in charge of what political party they belong to or not. I've lived in countries where these things exist, but the people are still thriving. The country is moving forward. People are not complaining and waiting for the government to come save them because these people are busy in their purposes, and they are doing this as family units. They are busy running businesses that are helping other local families. They're busy providing solutions that the government is not providing, and that's why they're not sitting around blaming the government. But we would rather blame every other person than ask ourselves, how can we stop blaming and how can we start doing things that will work? So back to the deeper inspiration behind this show is really to preserve, to help, just to help have the conversations where we can help preserve the Nigerian family unit. The Nigerian family units are suffering, like Nigerian families as a whole, and I don't mean individuals or like, oh, my cousin this, my no, I mean as a whole. Like if you look at your extended family members, your cousins and your aunties and uncles outside your nuclear family, if you look at your family members, no, seriously, if you look at your family members outside your nuclear home, how many of them are thriving or doing just as well? How many of them have access to the information you have that has changed your life? How many of them have you shared those resources with without making them worship you? And how many of them have you encouraged and told that they too can produce value. How many of them have these shared resources too? Let it be that you did your part. Okay, that's my own. Do your part, and whoever wants to use the information, the resources to change their lives, they will. Okay, it is it is simple. So it's so simple like that. Like, if you, unless you're not, if you're not providing the information, if you're not providing the resources, if you're not providing the tools that your relatives might need, or that might help them accelerate what they should know, if you're not doing that and you're just sitting down and saying, oh well, they're all just lazy, well, they're just waiting for me to, well, if it's not, yes, that might be true, but what kind of conversations are you having with your family members to make them feel like they too can do what you're doing? Or are you making it seem like, mm, it's only, it's because it's me, or like, because if that's your approach, hmm, this 2025, a lot of you are going to learn that you were put, like, in your family, and you had all of these opportunities because you're meant to come and carry your family members along. And I don't mean carrying them along by providing them with fish or by providing them with money. I mean carrying them along by saying, listen, sis, listen, bro, you have this skill. I know you have this skill. If only you can learn this, da 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 da. If only if you had a laptop to learn this and that and that, if you enrolled into these courses, if you applied to these schools, these are the kinds of information we need to be giving to our family members. Not, okay, I will send you, yes, okay, you send them, what, you send them 10 grand every week, or send them 10 grand every month. What if you collected all of that money and enroll them into a course that would actually show them how to produce wealth, how to build wealth? We have to think of those things like this. You have to think long term, because it, now your family members have the opportunities to build wealth, and you guys now have the opportunities to maybe work together, partner together, or collaborate, build a business, or travel. Like, you have the opportunity to just hang out with your family members and not think of them as a burden to you. That is what I truly want. That is the idea of a new Nigeria. Okay, so many Nigerian families are suffering. They're suffering because of lack of resources. They're suffering because, um, they are suffering lack of resources, um, for family units. It's just not there. It's just not something that is talked about in Nigeria. But we want the idea of, but we somehow think new Nigeria is going to happen magically. What, when we have a better leader? Sure, it will help improve it, because the leader will be having these sorts of conversations, helping you think of yourself as a value producing person. That's what a good leader does. Encourages the people, inspires the people. If you as a leader, you're not inspiring people to be better, to, I don't think there's anything any new leader will do for us, unless we are truly ready to embrace the idea and do what we must. Do what we must. It's not nice sometimes. It's painful sometimes. It's annoying. It takes away resources. Like, it takes away time you could have been enjoying. Okay, there's so many things I've had to do, that I've had to sacrifice, and I say to myself, I go, Id, you are doing this because of a reason. There is a reason you're delaying your gratification. There is a reason that you're investing your money that you could have been using to buy new clothes into paying for a new course. There is a reason for all of that. You have to be very deliberate. Nobody is coming to save you. So if you're not saving yourself, or looking for ways to save yourself, okay? So, oh, I did not expect this show to be this long, but oh well. So yeah, we need to be more deliberate about the ways we deal with our family units, or the ways we preserve and support our families in Nigeria. For any country to work properly, any country at all, you could do your research. Okay, you could just, you can, after the show, go do your research. For any country to thrive and do well, the family units in those countries are in good order. They are literally doing well. Like the family units are good in these countries. Oh my God. I'm like, why is it taking us so long to realize? Like we're still reinforcing this thing of, oh, village people, like both according to my people. No, it's not. You might be your both. You might be the one, because only when families are in good order, that is when they come together as family members. They build businesses, they build local solutions to local problems. They come together and they decide to start, I don't know, a an NGO, a nonprofit, where they give back to the community. When family businesses are doing well, they're the ones who care about the homeless shelter and making sure that the homeless shelter always has food. This is what family businesses do, because they are working as a family unit. So they do understand the need to support other families. For a new Nigeria to happen, Nigerian family units need to become a priority. That really is like, these businesses are the reason, family businesses are the reasons why big economies in the world are thriving. They're the reason. But you're busy hating your brother and your sister. You're busy hating and blaming your uncles and your aunties, when you could utilize the skills in your family. Like your family members, a lot of them are natural salespeople. They can talk, they can sell, they can sell a bald man shampoo. Some of your family members are natural at marketing. They are excellent, okay, at making people laugh, at making people feel like they, your family members have so many talents and skills that you have been enjoying alone and just saying, oh, well, that's just my brother. Oh, that's just my sister. That's just how my uncle is. Why are we not? g- Why do you think God put you in that family? Why do you think God made you to be in that family? If not for you all to come together and utilize your talents to glorify God. And by utilizing your talents to glorify God, it literally means using your talents to do something that is good for you, good for the for other human beings. So that's your family and community, and good for the environment. Excuse me. What are we doing with our family members? Why are we busy fighting? Some of our family members truly need mental health, right? Assistance. They are on a spectrum, but because you are ignorant or you've decided to be ignorant, you brand them as witches. Some of our parents, grandparents, relatives, they are suffering. Like stress has triggered mental health crisis within our family members and in Nigerian families. And instead of us coming together and showing those family members support, we use that as, ooh, I knew it. I knew you were the witch, and now God has revealed you as the witch. What? Because they're having an episode, because they've had this mental health issue, for underlying mental health issue for so long, and it has gone undiagnosed and untreated, and now it is a full-blown crisis. And because they are so irrational right now, you have no other explanation than to say it is God punishing them for their sins. Is that how God is punishing you for your sins? Is that is that now what we do, instead of, you know supporting and and finding the right support and solution? If we don't know how to provide the support or the solution, you ask professionals, you ask for help. I cannot believe that we are having this conversation in 2025, but we have to, in order to move forward, like we have to have this conversation and get it out of the way, so that by the time we get to later in the year, when we get to the point where we are setting down strategies to build family empires and family businesses, you will not say, oh, well, but I don't really get along with my uncle. I don't really get along, even though, what has your uncle done to you? Like, your family members just want they just want to be able to go home, go to a place where they call their home, and it's a comfortable place. It's a place with good water and maybe electricity. Like, they just want a why do you think you are the only one deserving of a comfortable life? You think villagers, like, you think what, they don't want to be comfortable because what, they're not human beings, like they love suffering. You think your villagers, they love suffering so much? Yeah. Nigerian family units, we need to save Nigerian families. um I don't know how we're going to do that exactly, apart from having these conversations with ourselves, with our family members, and saying, guys, we've been doing something different, like we've been doing something, it's not working. Okay, let's do something different. Let's do something different. Otherwise, oh, and newsflash, God works through families. Like, go read in the Bible. Literally introduce himself as a family unit. Every time he talks about the heavenlies, like he's like us, we, like us. Let's make man like God the Father, Son, and Holy. Like, God works as a family unit because you all need to support each other. The body of Christ, church, everything like is in family units, so you can actually see the ways that these are processes. I'll have a lot more to talk about this. Like, there's so much to unpack in 2025 that I just hope that you're ready. I really, really do hope that you're ready, because in 2025 we are going to be talking about how our family heads, whether you are in a single parent household or you're in a dual parent household, how family heads or our parents, how young parents, okay, how they can earn enough, or how they can build businesses, the ways they can actually build businesses that will help sustain their families, that will help them live comfortably. Like, let's make the idea of vacationing as families, like, let's make it a thing. Let's normalize that in 2026, maybe. Like, let's get there where our families are doing so well that we look forward to being with each other. Like, we want to celebrate everything that is happening with our family members. That cannot happen if you're the only one doing well in your family and the rest of your family members are just there to what? That cannot happen. So if you're comfortable being the one person that is doing so well in your family, and every other person always clamoring to you and coming to you when there is an occasion, and and without you they cannot fart, without you they cannot survive. If that is you, I guarantee you that God is going to remove you from that position. Okay, God is going to take you away from that position, and He's going to replace you. That's what's going to happen, because apparently you think that God actually blessed you and gave you all of these opportunities for yourself so you can be worshipped. And if that's how you're feeling, I guess that's how you're feeling. So in 2025, just get ready. Subscribe if you have not yet subscribed, because this is going to be a long year of learning, relearning, unlearning. It's going to be all of that happening. So if you want to learn how to, become an entrepreneur, and how to have an extra side hustle that actually works in Nigeria today, in this day and age, then you want to subscribe as well. Okay, because yeah, we have to do things differently if we want a better Nigeria. Period. That's it. Since nobody seems to care about the Nigerian family units, since nobody seems to care about, oh, how are Nigerian families thriving, like, how are you people surviving in this economy? Like, how are you spending 200K on just fuel, just so that your children can read at night, or so that your children can study for an exam. How is that even normal for Nigerian families? I'm not even talking of the young people that are trying to start families, that are finding it so difficult because nobody cares if you want to start a family in Nigeria. You have to pay with your entire body. You have to literally cut off your neck to pay for you to build a family in Nigeria. It is crazy. Like young people cannot look forward to getting married because oof, you can't just think about that. It's like you have to have been planning, or you have to have somebody with maybe unlimited resources. I don't know, but nobody cares about Nigerian and when we are we're losing our Nigerian families. Like there's so many ways that I can talk about the ways we're losing our Nigerian families, and if we don't build a better Nigeria, it's just going to get worse. It's just going to get worse. um so yeah, I haven't even checked. I don't know what you guys are saying, but I'm going to wrap this up soon because yeah, we have a lot to talk about in 2025. I just want you to be ready. I want you to know that we can start by thinking critically about what needs to change, about the things that are outside our control. You should not even bother about it. Like, don't even give it a second thought. If it's outside your control, don't think about it. Just focus on the things that are within your control. Focus on the things that you can learn for yourself, and just keep focusing on building, growing, being a good, loving person for our community, for yourself, for your family, and all that. So here's what you should expect from Healthy Bands with ID in 2025. This year, my team and I have prepared an exciting list of topics that we want to elaborate on in 2025. We plan on having young Nigerians as guests on this show, and the purpose is to further inspire you with their journey so that they can come on here, share their journeys with us, and inspire us to not give up hope, to know that there are young Nigerians that are putting in the work and wanting to see Nigeria succeed. At least they are doing their part. No, no one person can fix Nigeria. We all know that. But if we all did our parts and came together, I think we have would have a chance. So the topics will range from love, as you already know, the Nigerian family, okay, building a business from scratch in Nigeria, knowing the difference between mental health crisis and witchcraft. You will learn that. Converting your family problems into family vacations, you have to learn that. And so many more exciting topics that have been specifically designed for us as Nigerians, as new Nigerians. So if that's what you are, if you're interested in exploring those topics or questions with me, make sure you subscribe, okay, and share this channel with your friends. What I will want from you as you come on here every week to join me on Sundays, don't worry, the show is always 1 hour. Today I've decided to spend extra time with you. But what I would expect from you in 2025 is, I hope that when you come on here, that you come with questions. You will always see the topics beforehand, so you would have the opportunity to prepare questions if you had any to ask me or my guest. So come with questions, please, as you're watching. Have a notepad with you in case you need to write down things. Um, Share this live with your friends and family members. And after this live is ended, what you can do is to have these, like maybe have these questions that you've heard from the live show. You can have these questions with your family members, and you can always rewatch this show after we after the life has ended, you can still watch it. Okay, you can still share with with your friends and loved ones. The show is always going to be in on this channel, and it's going to be under the playlist live. I think live sessions. So that's what I would hopefully expect from you as you come on here to join Healthy Bands. If you have not subscribed yet, subscribe. That way, every time I'm about to go live, you'll get a notification. Okay, so that way you don't have to overthink about it. It's always going to be on Sundays unless it changes, and I will make the announcement. Okay. Oh, this was so long. I wasn't expecting to for it to be this long, but here we are, and we've come to the end of the show. If you wanted to contact me, if you wanted to ask questions, if you wanted to recommend somebody that I should interview or talk to, and you wanted to reach me, please don't hesitate at any point in time. You can write me on social media, either directly on my personal handle at Aidi Tanndy, or you can write me through the show, healthy. You can write an email to the show, healthybants@gmail.com. So again, it was so lovely to hang with you before and to just pour out all of this like passion, all the things that I am excited to talk about and explore in 2025 as we are looking forward to, as we're getting closer. I feel that we're getting closer to a new Nigeria, and I'm just excited to get to share my side of the experience with you all. Whew. All right, so we've come to the end of the show today. Thank you so much for spending 2 hours with me. Thank you. I hope you come back next week because next week, hmm, 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 hmm. Next week will be 1 hour, I promise. Okay. Well, next week we're going to be talking about Nigeria's best kept secret. This is the best kept secrets, okay? And you have to come back and learn. It's going to be 1 hour, I promise. I'll keep it on the 1 hour. It will be I'll try to have my guests ready, but if I cannot get the guest that I have in mind to join me next week, it will just be me, and I will come with information that you should know. Okay? So I hope you have a wonderful week, and don't forget, nobody's coming to save you. So save yourself and save your family members. Love you. Thanks for joining me, and have a wonderful week. Oh, I have to I have to end this call now. I have to end this live. I I have to figure